Hello viewers, Mark Latham here, Watchtower Alert 2. Has anybody heard of the name Stephen Unthank? Silent Lambs, Australia, Victoria. A lay legal representative who's been working very hard out there, working his tail off to try and fight a legal case against the governing body, the Watchtower Society, the Faithful and Discreet Slave, the bodies of elders, and all the other corporations that are entwined within the organisation, trying to bring forth prosecutions for the children of, in particular, Victoria, that have been raped in Australia by Jehovah's Witnesses, and also molested and abused. And he's been bringing this court case for quite a while. I've been reading quite a bit of it, and there is a lot there. He's had a lot of hassle. He's taken a lot of stick from the organisation. They've really tried to degrade him. He's gone through hell, to be honest with you, but he's done it for the right reasons, and that is to stand up for those that really couldn't defend themselves. And he's trying to highlight something to the world, something that I think all of us know anyway, with regards to the protection of paedophiles and the organisation's rabid protectionist thinking behind its way of dealing with all of this. Anyway, I digress. But I've got something here. It's very short. I want to read it to you because I'm not sure how many others out there know this. I'm sure there's probably quite a few, and I would be interested in your thoughts. So here goes. I'm reading it from my laptop, which is just in front of the camera here. I'll put the website, there's a link to this, so everybody else can go and have a look, and you can, there's other things you can find from this stuff. But most of it you can find on Silent Lambs anyway, if you look through. Here we go. Quote, "I've been trying to keep up to date with the current court case in the Australian state of Victoria. The latest hearing was conducted on October the 11th, this is last year. Here are some of the comments made by an observer who was in court." I've verified this in other places too, so this isn't just the only one. Quote, "During the court hearing on October the 11th, legal counsel for the Watchtower Society, Rachel Van Whitson, from Vincent Toole Solicitors, the Watchtower Society's in-house law firm located inside Bethel, Australia, made a statement on behalf of the Watchtower Society that the Faithful and Discreet Slave is not a legal entity." Okay, alright, maybe that's the case. Maybe we just need to look at that a little bit further. Now moving on down. Vincent Toole Solicitors then went on to present arguments that the Faithful and Discreet Slave do not exist as a person, nor do they exist as an unincorporated body. And nor do they exist as a body of Christians. Let's just rewind that a minute. Vincent Toole Solicitors then went on to present arguments that the Faithful and Discreet Slave do not exist as a person, nor do they exist as an unincorporated body, and nor do they exist as a body of Christians, the Faithful and Discreet Slave. The legal arm of the Watchtower Society says that the faithful and discreet slave does not exist as a body of Christians. And we said this in court. Literally, Vincent Toole solicitors were arguing that the faithful and discreet slave should be struck off the charge list because they simply do not exist. In one broad sweeping statement, the Watchtower Society and their in-house legal team completely destroyed the entire fabric and structure of the faith of some 7 million Jehovah's Witnesses. What next happened goes beyond the wildest imaginings that any Jehovah's Witness could ever believe was possible. Stephen Unthank stood up, looked around the courtroom, and then actually defended the faithful and discreet slave and the beliefs and doctrinal teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses. No one else came to the defense of the faithful and discreet slave. Stephen Unthank, as the current acting prosecutor, was the only person who defended them. Unthank then presented argument that the faithful and discreet slave was real, was that body of Jehovah's Witness Christians that had religious responsibility over the entire Christian congregation. The Watchtower Society and Vincent Toole solicitors then presented rebuttal argument that the faithful and discreet slave did not exist, but were nothing more than a theological arrangement. A massive gasp could be heard emanating from the gallery from amongst a group of, yes, you've got it, Jehovah's Witnesses, who had attended to watch the hearing. It is worth noting that Jehovah's Witnesses are taught that to deny the faithful and discreet slave is to deny the Christ, and that those who deny the Christ are the Antichrist. The Watchtower Society and Vincent Toole solicitors then turned on the Christian congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses and denied that they existed or operated within Victoria and Australia. The magistrate did not accept this argument, you think, and after seeking approval from Stephen Unthank, adjourned all the court hearings for 4 weeks. The seriousness of the above can be summarized by the above statement that the entire fabric and belief structure that is the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society has now been publicly called into question by their own legal department. End of quote. Wow. The legal arm has turned on the faithful slave and says it doesn't exist. They've lied in court. They're used to this, aren't they? They're always doing it. Anything to wriggle out of spending or paying out all of that compensation. But to deny the faithful and discreet slave, to deny it in open court in front of Jehovah's Witnesses, to deny the faithful and discreet slave their own legal department, and then to deny that there are Christians operating in Victoria that there are no Jehovah's Witnesses in Victoria. And there they are, sat in the court. The length and the depth that this underbelly will go to crawl away from facing its responsibilities and doing the things that it should be doing with responsibility, takes my breath away. Anyway, as I said before, this is to expose you, and that's exactly what we're going to do whenever we see things. I don't know what else to say on that subject. All I would say is that if anybody else has got any more information on this, I'd be extremely grateful to want to know where it is and how I can get my hands on it, because this was back in November of last year and it was adjourned for 4 weeks. So there's more out there, and I'm looking, digging, and I'm sure that the vast apostate army will be doing the same, and there are probably some out there that are champing at the bit to email me something. So if you can, I'd be extremely grateful, because this took my breath away. I didn't realise they would be that stupid, but they are. And this is an organisation that's dying on its feet, and we can see it, they can see it, and I hope you brothers and sisters, if you're watching this, will understand that you belong to an organisation that will turn on you in the blink of an eye when it needs to. It doesn't want you, it doesn't need you, it's about money. Goodbye for now.